Okay, hello. So, first is buttonholes and buttons. So, buttons are pretty basic. You have the four-hole buttons. That's what way it did. You even have the two-hole ones, and those are like very simple. So, you have the cross, the way in which you would attach it to your placket or wherever you're putting your button. You have the parallel lines, or you can do the square. Now, how many times will you go over like each line with the thread? It depends. So, it can be like 4 to 5 to 6 times. Like over here, you can just go over 4 times. In here, you can do like 5 to 6 for these two. Now for buttonholes, you need to know the blanket stitch or the buttonhole stitch. So I think you've covered this, but I've just done a little this thing. So you're starting from here, suppose. So you will go through one hole over here. This line is my edge of my fabric, okay? So I will go through this and I will make sure my needle goes above the thread, this thread. So once I pull out my needle, okay, I'm doing it on paper so that's visible clearly, but like, so that's my buttonhole stitch. So when you're actually doing the buttonholes, these lines will be way close together. But one thing that will remain common is that you're pulling away from you over here, so that that little thing comes on top and not over here. So if this were a buttonhole, this would be your buttonhole part, like over here. Like this would be the edge of your buttonhole. Okay, so we have done our this little line. I completed off camera. This is what it's supposed to look like, and I'll show it to you on paper. But before we do that, there are two important things. So we are going to hand stitch our buttonholes, right? So there's two things. So it's the buttonholes are a detail and the buttons are a detail. So like details, but you give attention because you're a designer. So you will see most of the time buttonholes are done in the same color of the fabric usually, or sometimes it'll be in a different color, like a contrasting color. So if you look at say these particular shirts, I don't know which brand, but there is I think USPA. So their shirts will always have the last buttonhole with red thread, so that you know this is the last buttonhole. And where this is used is bespoke suiting, these type of buttonholes, because in bespoke suiting everything's done by hand, every stitch is done by hand. So now I'll show you the buttonhole stitch on the edge of this piece of scrap fabric. Okay, so the first thing I will do is I will mark how deep I want this go. So this is like a rough stitch I did just to get the hang of it. So I'll mark a line over here. I'm doing with a pen so you can see, but you should do it with a pencil or something. So I want my stitches to go, say okay, forget that, I'll do it here. I want my stitches to be up until here, my buttonhole stitches. You can see this line. So I will start from there. Thing you have to remember is we always use single thread in this thing because we're doing designer clothing. That's what ma'am said to us. So always single thread, and I have knotted it at the end. So now I will start. Okay, so the first stitch I think I did wrong, but you know how to do the buttonhole stitch now. So now this next one I will put like really close to this and pass it through, and ऐसे धागे के ऊपर से जाएगा. So once I pull it, and I'll pull it away from me, so it will be like this, like it'll be real close to the first one. Ignore this part, like look at this. So I'll do a few more and show it. So this buttonhole stitch we use to attach all closures. So like why do we do this buttonhole stitch at the buttonhole is to prevent the fabric from fraying, because they're raw edges, both of them, no? So I will keep on doing. You can see this. So mine aren't that close over here, but they should be very evenly placed and they should be close. And if you can see, let me focus on that. You get this little line at the top over here. So I'll do a few more off camera and show it to you now. Okay, so I did this little bit. Ignore this part. So I've gotten a thicker yarn, like proper acrylic yarn that's plied, and I will show it to you with that because it will be more clearly visible. So I'll put it in at the top, like we start a normal what do you call this, blanket stitch or buttonhole stitch, and then go in on the bottom at the line you've made, a little distance away from the thing, and you have to pass it through the loop. So I will continue doing this, my buttonhole stitch. So you can see that little cord forming on the top. You should try to keep it like even distances by the stitches, so it looks clean. So you can see at the top that little line is forming. So that's what we want in our buttonhole. So I will do a few more and I will show it. Also, always remember to pull away from you rather than towards you, especially for buttonholes. Okay, so we have done first I was showing you the swatch. Yeah, so this is what my swatch looks like now. It's not very neat, but this little knot will go in the back because you'll be using the thin thread. Let me focus it. Yeah, so this is what it looks like, and you have that little line at the top. That's what we want. So that will line the edges of our buttonhole, so there'll be no fraying. So now there are a few different types of shapes for the buttonholes. So first is the rectangular shape. So the center line that you see over here that I have covered in blue is where you'll make your slit. So now you're remembering you're doing it through 2 layers of fabric. So what will be the size of the slit? You will have to measure your button first. Say my button is 9 millimeters in diameter. I will take this slit as 8 or like 7, around that. I'll take it a few millimeters less. So you should try to pass the button through and see if it's going or if it's too loose. So you have to try that out practically. So now that I have made my slit, I will start doing the buttonhole stitch. How will my buttonhole stitch go here? I will start, this is my edge, I will start here, and this is what my stitches will look like. So that corded edge we saw, it will be around this blue line. So that's how it will go all throughout. But now when you've reached this edge, what you have to do is you have to do lines like this. So 3 lines maybe. So you have that proper rectangular edge, and you will go again back with your buttonhole stitches, and again a line over here, a line of stitches. So it will be like aise hoega on the edge, and then you have your buttonhole stitch here. So this is what the thing will look like. Now what I saw on the internet some people do, so you have your 3 lines. Now what you can also do over here now is you can do buttonhole stitches on these 3 lines as well. So where will that corded edge be? It will come here, and your buttonhole stitches are going like this. So you can do that as well. So now next is my rounded end. So this is just like that. I will cut a straight line based on how big my button is. This is my slit. Again, I will start with buttonhole stitches, and it will go like this. But when I reach the end, it will not go that or the way we've done rectangular. It will go like radially over there, and it'll continue going. So what this edge will look like will be like this portion. It will look something like this. This is that corded part, and then it'll go straight again over here, and also on this side it will be that same way. So you've seen I had drawn a line over here and here, so you can draw that same line on your fabric around your slit as well. So now this is the keyhole button slit. This is what you will see on a lot of suits if you go and look. So this one, the keyhole buttonhole, they also call it tailor's buttonhole. So in this, the slit will be thoda different. It will be a straight line like it was in a rectangular, and then it will go like this. Like you'll make two more slits at this edge, so you get this little flap sort of thing. And how your stitches will look over here, it will be like this. So around this part, it will be like the regular rounded buttonhole as it goes. And over here, what you'll do, you'll get this sort of hole over here once you've done your stitches all around this. So what it will look like is, in the end, after you've done it, it will look sort of like this. This is your final thing. So that cord sort of thing of the buttonhole stitch will be here, and this part will be larger than your straight line that's going down here. Okay, so if you see, I've made my slit with my fabric scissors. One important rule is never use your fabric scissors for anything else. Never cut paper with it, and never cut fabric with any other scissors. Not always. So I've done that. So now I will start with my buttonholes. So I want to start around the center over here. I'll put it here, and I have already knotted my thread. I'll go into the next one here. One thing you can do with this is you can use a thicker thread if you want in the beginning, so it's not as difficult. So once I've done that, I will start doing it this way. So I will go through the bottom line, come out the top, and then pull away from me. The thread you take on hand should be like should be a manageable length. So ma'am said 30 to 40 centimeters approximately. Like it depends on what you're comfortable working with. But if it's like too long that you pull so much, then that it wastes time, then it doesn't make sense. So like try to keep your stitches close and uniform and on the line. Still not very good with it. Here's my thread. So that's why mine aren't even, but with practice it'll come. So start with a thicker thread. It'll look neater in the beginning and it'll be easier to work with also. So I will do more of this off camera and then show you. Okay, so you can see I've done a little more. So I started from here, right? So I went down with the blanket stitch, that little corded thing over here at the edge. Did a few क्या बोलते हैं ऐसे रनिंग स्टिच के जैसे, like you go up and down, up and down, up and down. So I did a few over there to get that rectangle and continued running a blanket stitch over here, or buttonhole stitch, whatever you call it, and I'm pulling away to that side. So there, for this side, so that cordage comes here. So now I'll have to go all the way to here, do that 1 2 1 2 running stitch at the edge of the rectangle, and then do blanket stitch till here. It is very tedious to do, especially with a small thread, thin threads I mean, and like your hand starts cramping. So I say you will do the other ones. I'll attach pictures once I'm done with it. But yeah, this is how you do the buttonholes. Okay, so buttonholes are pretty straightforward. I have my double layer of fabric. I have my button and I've pinned the 2 layers of fabric so they don't shift around. You won't have to do that when doing an actual placket because your stitching will already be done on the sides. So there's many ways to do that. The cross, all that I've discussed pehle, so I won't go over that again. One thing there is, sometimes the fabrics are very slippery. So what you will have to do is take a little bit of glue and temporarily stick it to the fabric, your button. And once you've done that, then you go in with the stitches. So right now I want to do a cross. I will hold my button where I want it to be. Ideally you should mark a line or a little X on where you want your button to go and follow that. So now because I have a very big button, I will go over 6 times on each leg of the cross. So this is pretty straightforward. I'll do this off camera, and you have to remember that cut off the little excess over here that you have of the beyond the knot, and just that stuff, and make sure it's clean at the back and it goes through the same hole only, so you don't have a mess at the back. Okay, so I have done the 6 stitches on both the lines and I have got my X. So now one thing that I didn't know, I learned that I will bring my needle to the front of the fabric from the back, but not through the holes. I will bring it in from here. And we're going to do one thing that is quite weird, I thought. We will wrap it around the stitches that we've done about 6 to 7 times. Take out the pin. 6 and 7. So why do we do this? It's to raise the button a little, to give it some height and make sure it's not flush against the fabric. So my button is a little big, so I will do it a few more times. So mera wo ho gaya. Now I'm done with that. I will again go from behind the button to the back. And I come out here. And then I will tie my knot. So I will go through here, wrap around 2 to 3 times and pull the needle through. I don't think this was very clear, but you just tie a knot how you usually tie a knot. Make the loop, wrap it around 3 times and you're done. And now I will clip it with my scissors, even the excess. So it looks sort of cleanish. Ideally it should be cleaner than this, but you get the gist of it. And you have your button here. Just take off the pin and done. That's it.